Okay, let's take a look at these systems of equations. We have y equals 2x plus 4 and y equals negative 3x minus 1. So the slope for the first equation was 2. The y-intercept was 4. That tells us we start at 4. We have a slope of 2 over 1, which means we go up 2, right 1. You'll notice we can't go up 2, right 1. We go off the page. So if we can't go up and to the right, where do we go? Down and to the left. So down 2, left 1. Down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. And just like that, we have a perfect line. Okay. Taking a look at our second equation. We have m equals negative 3, b equals negative 1. So we start at negative 1, and we go up and to the right or down to the right? How do you know it's down and to the right? Because it's negative. M is negative. So down 3, right 1. Can't go any further. So if we can't go down to the right, we have to go up and to the left. Okay. All right. So what is our solution here? Negative 1, 2. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look at our second equation. 2x plus 1. M equals 2. B equals 1. We're starting at 1, going up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. It's pretty familiar. Or down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. Great. So they intersect there. Our second equation, we have m equals negative 1/2. B equals negative 4. So we start at negative 4. Because it's negative, we go down to the right. Down 1, right 2. Okay? Remember, it's rise over run. So rise of negative 1, run of 2. Up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. If you look at that, they cross at negative 2, negative 3. Okay. There we go. So we've just solved two systems by graphing. Let's take a look at these by substitution. Now, this one's pretty tricky. It's not a super nice answer. When we're using substitution, remember we replace a variable with something we know it is equivalent to. So looking at the y in the second equation, okay, we know that it is equivalent to negative 2x minus 8. So we're going to replace the y in that second equation with negative 2x minus 8. So we have negative 7x minus 8 times negative 2x minus 8. So instead of the y in that second equation, we have negative 2x minus 8 equals negative 8. Now from here, we just need to solve. Negative 7x plus 16x plus 64 equals negative 8. Okay. So when we subtract 64 from both sides, we end up with 9x equals negative 72. We divide by 9. We get x equals negative 8. Are we done here? Absolutely not. We need to still find our y value. So we're going to plug in negative 8 in for x in that first equation. We have y equals, do this in blue, y equals negative 2 times 8, negative 8. And we have minus 8. So y equals 16 minus 8, y equals 8. Negative 8, 8 is our solution. All right, there we go. Take a look at our second equation. Very similar. we are replacing y in the first equation with 8x plus 5. All right. So we have negative 8x plus 2 times negative 8x plus 5, and that equals 10. Okay. Negative 8x minus 16x plus 10 equals 10. This is negative 24x. Actually, let me show you. We subtract 10. You know what? Yeah, we'll combine like terms first. Negative 24x plus 10 equals 10. Two-step equation. Minus 10. What we end up with is negative 24x equals 0. A lot of students get confused by this. This is just saying negative 24 times something equals 0. So what does that something have to be? 0. X equals 0. Okay. Of course, we're not done. You plug 0 into one of these equations. Does it matter which equation we use? No. So which one do you guys want to use? I think the bottom one's probably easier. We have y equals negative 8 times 0 plus 5. So y equals 0 plus 5, y equals 5. So we have the solution of 0, 5. There we go. All right. So now we're taking a look at what solving by substitution is. Let's take a look at elimination. Remember, we need to have matching opposite coefficients. Matching opposite coefficients. Do we have that here?
Yes.
Yes, we have that with our y. So knowing that, we can add these equations together right away. Negative 6x plus x becomes negative 5x. Negative 3y plus 3y becomes 0y. And negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. So this is negative 5y equals negative 5. What do we do to get y by itself? Manuel? Divide by negative 5. Okay. When we do that, we end up with y equals 1. Are we done? Of course not. All right.
So no, should it be x?
Sorry, thank you. X equals 1. My apologies. Good catch. You passed the test. Well done. All right. We need to find y now that we know x. Does it matter which equation we use? No. So which one do you want to use? First or second one? I'd probably use the second one too. So we have 1 plus 3y equals 1. Minus 1, minus 1. 3y equals 0. 3 times something equals 0. So what does that something have to be?
0.
Y equals 0. So we have a solution of 1, 0. Perfect circle. Perfect. All right. Let's take a look at our second system. Do we have matching opposite coefficients? No. Okay. So we have a couple options here. We can try to match up our x's or match up our y's. Which one do you want to match up?
X's.
Either one's fine. Now, if we try to match up the x's and get those to cancel out, we have to multiply both equations. If we just want to match up the y's, we'll have to multiply one equation. Okay? Now, either option, like I said, is totally fine. I'll go and show you matching up the x's. If we're to match up the x's, what do we need to multiply that first equation by? 3, which means our second equation will multiply by, not 4,
Negative 4.
negative 4. Why negative?
Because we want a opposite.
Matching opposite coefficients, exactly. So that negative makes it opposite. So when we multiply this first equation by 3, we end up with 12x minus 3y equals 87. When we multiply that second equation by negative 4, we get negative 12x plus 32y equals 0. When we add these together, okay, the x's cancel out and we have 29y equals 87. What do we do next? We divide by 29. We end up with y equals 3. Of course, we're not done yet, so we need to find x. Now, we can plug it into any of these 4 equations. Doesn't matter. Which one do you guys want to use? First one sounds like a great option. We have 4x minus, instead of y, we have 3 equals 29, plus 3, plus 3. 4x equals 32. When we divide by 4, we get x equals 8. So we have the solution of 8, 3, and another perfect circle. All right. Let's take a look at our word problems here. Okay. Mike and Tatsakin are selling wrapping paper for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy rolls of plain wrapping paper and rolls of holiday wrapping paper. Mike sold 14 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 2 rolls of holiday wrapping paper for a total of $120. Tatsakin sold 14 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 3 rolls of holiday wrapping paper for a total of $131. Find the cost each of 1 roll of plain wrapping paper and 1 roll of holiday wrapping paper. Okay. So let's take a look at what is important, what is not important. Okay. So Mike Sockner is selling wrapping paper for school fundraiser. Not important. Okay. Customers can buy rolls of plain wrapping paper and holiday wrapping paper. Not important. Now Mike sold 14 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 2 rolls of holiday wrapping paper for $120. That's important. So 14 rolls of plain and 120 rolls of 2 rolls of holiday for 120. Socken sold 14 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 3 rolls of holiday for 131. Great. And then find the cost of each roll. So remember, when we are trying to find whatever we're trying to find, those are going to be our variables. So whether you use x and y or something else, totally fine. For word problems, we can use whatever variables we want, because so long as we're not graphing, it doesn't matter what the variable is. We're just trying to figure out what the answer is, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use P equals cost of plain, H equals cost of holiday. Okay. So, knowing this, we have 14 rolls of plain, so that's 14p, and means plus, 2 rolls of holiday, that's 2h, for a total of 120 equals 120. That sentence just spells out what our equation is. The next equation is 14 rolls of plain plus 3 rolls of holiday for $131. Now, looking at this system, do you think it's easier to solve with substitution, elimination, or graphing? Okay, Graham? Elimination, I couldn't agree more. Let me get to some open space so I can show you how to solve it. 14p plus 2h equals 120. 14p plus 3h equals 131. All right, what do we have to do to get the matching opposite coefficients? Oh, well.
One of the equations multiplied in by -1.
All right, does it matter which one?
No.
So which one should we pick?
The first one.
I agree. If we multiply this first equation by -1, we end up with negative 14p minus 2h equals negative 120. And now we can add these 2 equations together. We end up with h equals 11. Boom, done, easy. Of course, we're not done. We need to plug into one of the equations. We can plug it into any one of these 3 equations. I'm going to choose that first one. 14p plus 2 times 11 equals 120. So 14p plus 22 equals 120. Minus 22, minus 22. 14p equals 98 divided by 14. P equals 7. So the cost of a holiday wrapping paper is $11. The cost of plain wrapping paper is $7. Okay. So H equals $11. And P equals $7. Okay. One last one. Emily and Crystal are selling cookie dough for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy packages of white chocolate chip cookie dough and packages of double chocolate chip and double chocolate cookie dough. Emily sold 1 package of white chocolate chip cookie dough, and 10 packages of double chocolate cookie dough for a total of $167. Crystal sold 14 packages of white chocolate chip cookie dough and 5 packages of double chocolate cookie dough for a total of $178. Write the cost each of 1 package of white chocolate chip cookie dough and 1 package of double chocolate cookie dough. All right. So let's go ahead and figure out what's important and what is not important. Emily and Crystal are selling cookie dough for a fundraiser. Not important. Okay. Customers can buy packages of white chocolate chip cookie dough and double chocolate chip cookie dough. Not important. Emily sold 1 package of white chocolate chip cookie dough and 10 packages of double chocolate cookie dough for a total of $167. That looks important. Okay. Crystal sold 14 packages of white chocolate chip cookie dough and 5 packages of cookie dough for $178. Great. And find the cost of each package. So we can use X and Y. What are some other options for variables we could use here? Graham. W and D. Okay, W equals the cost of the white chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm going to do white chocolate chip cookie dough. All right. And D equals the cost of the double chocolate cookie dough. Great. All right. Looking at Emily, we have 1 white chocolate chip cookie dough and 10 double chocolate chip cookie dough for $167. Looking at Crystal, we have 14 white chocolate chip cookie dough and 5 double chocolate cookie dough for $178. Okay. Now, do you guys want to use substitution or elimination for this one? We can use elimination, but because we did elimination last time, I'm going to go and show you what substitution might look like. The reason this is a good candidate for substitution is because W has a coefficient of 1, so isolating it becomes very easy. Let me show you. We have W plus 10D equals 167. I can subtract 10D. We have W equals negative 10D plus 167. Now we have the other equation of 14W plus 5D equals 178. We can replace W in this equation with something it's equivalent to, which is negative 10D plus 167. Okay. And of course, you can use a calculator on the assessment. If we do that, we have 14 times negative 10D plus 167 plus 5D equals 178. So we have negative 140D plus 2338 plus 5D equals 178. When we combine like terms, we have negative 135D plus 2338 equals 178. This is a two-step equation. We subtract 2338. We get negative 135 equals negative 2160. Sorry, negative 135D equals negative 2160. Divide by negative 135. What we end up with is D equals 16. Of course, we're not done yet. We still have to find W. I'm going to use this equation here. So we have W equals 10 times negative 10 times 16 plus 167. So W equals negative 160 plus 167. W equals 7. Okay, so the white chocolate chip cost $7. The double chocolate chip cost $10.